Let's go, Dontae Smiley joining me. Congrats on getting an opportunity to fight a Power Slap number 13 on June 27th.
Yeah.
Congrats, first off. How excited are you to be going along in this journey and getting your opportunity to show what you can do up there against a fellow wrestler at your first time in Power Slap?
Man, I'm gravely excited that I was able to go to that combine and make enough of an impact to where they wanted me to debut so quickly. It definitely isn't light on me. That's for sure. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going to do absolutely everything I can, as I already have since leaving the combine, even to make sure that on the 27th I make a great big impression the moment I step up on that stage and by the time that I leave that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sin Bodhi reached out to, 350, 400 people per se, got dwindled down to 100 that he presented to Power Slap. Roughly 30 or so athletes made it to the actual combine, and now we're coming in less than 10 of you. So a third of you actually got offered contracts. Like you said, the cream of the crop is rising to the top in this scenario.
Right.
They've hand-selected you to get a match. What did you see in Stunt Marshall, a fellow fighter who you're going to be going up against?
Well, it's funny, man, because I actually have wrestled stunt on the independent wrestling scene, so it's kind of funny as far as how that happened. But at the end of the day, in wrestling is real big on camaraderie. We got to be in that ring and put on a show all while protecting each other while we're in there. You know what I mean? We have a thing that we say that everybody needs to leave the ring the same way they entered the ring. But in the actual fight world, I haven't had any actual like boxing matches, but I did a lot of boxing training and stuff like that as far as like health and fitness, and I just enjoy sparring. I've dabbled in Muay Thai and all that. And in the fight world, it's not like that, man. It's a eat or get eight world, and that's a lot more of my cup of tea at the end of the day. So as much as on the wrestling scene, we have that respect, and I do have great respect for them always in general. At the end of the day, the moment now, all the way until that match is over and we're in there and he's standing across from me, I mean, there's no friends in the industry at that point when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm trying to achieve, and to achieve what I'm trying to do, I have to take him out. I have to do what I need to do and what I'm expecting myself to do against him. You know what I mean? So until that's all said and done, you know what I mean? There ain't really, too much to say about that.
Mm-hmm. How hard is it going to be for you to flip that switch off from having that camaraderie? Because now, like you said, you're both going there to be able to make money, make an income. If you win, there's an actual additional check on the line. For you, a seasoned veteran of wrestling, how hard is it going to be for you to have that dog-eat-dog attitude?
Not hard, man, because I'm such a competitor anyway. Like I compete in a multitude of ways, because even in wrestling, scripted or not, is a very individualized sport, to where like we're in there to try to outperform each other one way or another. It's just in a different way. As a CrossFit competitor, it's the same way. You got to have some dog in you when you're out on that floor throwing weight around and moving efficiently and all that kind of stuff, man. And I have one of them mindsets to where when I know I have that objective in which I'm trying to reach, like to get myself in a certain killer instinct mode, eat or get ate, dog eat dog. Like I'll make stuff in my head to keep me locked in that won't even be true. You know what I mean? To keep myself almost in a frustrated state. I grew up watching Jordan and Kobe, and that was one of the things that they said early on in multiple interviews that they used to do when it came to making sure they needed to take an opponent out or take a team out or go one-on-one against said individuals, that they'll just make up stuff in their head to just completely stay locked in the moment, man. And so like years ago, like I kind of took that little attribute and started funneling into how I did stuff in wrestling and how I did stuff in CrossFit. And now I'm bringing that into Power Slap in the same way. And so that's exactly what it is. It's not going to be hard. It's already flipped on anyway. You know what I mean? Like I have Stunt's name written on the back of my Bob dummy at my gym already. You know what I mean? And once it's all said and done, and I expect to once again do what I'm expecting myself to do, then I'll cross that name out, and then it's going to be next up, respectfully.
Amazing. What have you been doing since the combine? How has your training looked and shaped? Kind of walk me through what your training regimen is.
Yeah, most definitely, man. My training regimen. So the moment I left the combine, I instantly ordered the Bob dummy. Like at my gym, I already have bands and stuff. I ordered some slap pads. I ordered things that strengthen my jaw, things that strengthen my neck, things that even strengthen my hands. And like I've worked with a couple of different individuals, and me being a fitness coach as well. I know certain things already that would help not only the neck strength aspect, getting stronger traps, getting stronger shoulders, getting a stronger neck in general, but also that rotational strength and speed for that swing to come nice and quick and efficient. And so I've been working on all of that stuff, the rotational speed aspect, the rotational strength with hitting that slap in the proper manner. Been working on going on one and going on two. I don't like doing three because I ain't trying to take that long, and that's just extra practice swings that I don't feel are needed for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not what I'm looking at as far as that goes. And multiple times a week that I'll hit the dummy or hit the pad or practice with just the band to practice that opposite resistance with that swing and stuff like that, man. So I got something actually like very intricate that I've even had, Blackburn look over when I sent it to him, and we've been sending some stuff to Robert, and I've been talking to obviously Bordeaux as well because those were our coaches at the combine, just to make sure I'm on the right track. You know what I'm saying? And so far so good at the end of the day.
That's awesome. I mean, talking to Michael, he said in person, you are a very physically imposing person. You have a big frame. You're around 6 feet, 185 pounds. How do you take that and translate that into power slap where you need to find the button, the precision? How do you take all
Right.
of the advantages that you have structurally to ensure that you can be a technical, tactician come fight night?
Most definitely. Number one, I think it's studying those that come before you. That's like rule number one to greatness. At the end of the day, is see what worked for other people. Take a little bit of that and kind of translate it into what you do and make what you do be highlighted even greater. And so it's studying that, and then it's taking what I know and what I bring to the table and studying that as well. So I'll record every single one of my slaps. I'm not in the gym over slapping my bob or over slapping the pads or anything like that. I'm being very intentional with everything that I do. And after every slap, I'm going back and watching it, watching my feet, watching my rotation, watching the placement, seeing if it's too high, too low, seeing if it's on the point, and all that kind of stuff. And that's really what it's about. And what I know, like a lot of people don't do enough of, is not only study the game and those that come before them, especially those that are champions and what made them a champion, but also studying their self throughout the training. And that's just something that I've adopted from the fitness world as a CrossFit competitor, being on that fitness floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want to move efficiently and see where we might be lagging at, see where somebody else might have got ahead of us in said workout that we're competing and stuff like that, to see how you're moving. Why did you miss a lift? How did you make a lift? And so on and so forth. So I used to record myself doing dribbling drills back when I was playing basketball in high school years ago, and shooting drills to see how my form was. So that's not anything new. But it's definitely a gem to success at the end of the day. That's one of the keys to really be successful. Once again, not only studying those that come before you, but studying yourself and recording yourself and making everything you do highly intentional and making sure it counts.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more on that. And it's definitely a good way to live your life, whether it be in combat
Right.
sports or even outside. I mean, the more you can study, the better you can become. And it's definitely a good way to live by. I'm not sure if you know or not, but you guys are actually going to start off the night. That is definitely an honor to start. They love to start the night with a bang, yourself and Stunt going up against each other. There's only one other match that pegs wrestler versus wrestler on this early prelims. Do you think it is an advantage for you? I mean, for you guys, I guess both, that you know each other compared to the other wrestlers that are going against, athletes of other disciplines that know nothing. Is it an advantage or is it a disadvantage that you have a bit more familiarity? You said you wrestled him. Do you feel like you can utilize that and give you more confidence come fight night?
I think it's definitely an advantage because both of us, regardless what anybody say, we both were at the combine at the same time. So we've seen what each other could do. He's seen me slap. I've seen him slap. You know what I mean? We know if certain things were possibly said watching the other person slap because we were, everybody's there trying to help each other, recording videos so people can study themselves as people are learning how to slap and stuff like that, man. So I think we know what each other are bringing to the table at the end of the day, and even more so, like I've been in the wrestling world a long time, and people have followed me for a long time, and they know how I train and how locked in I get on things. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
think that it could be a gravely intimidating for some people, because the thing is, at this point, if anybody that is on the Power Slap 13 show hasn't started training already, for as far as the wrestlers go, because I know a lot of the vets have already for sure, but as far as a lot of the newcomers and people that are making debuts, if they haven't started training already, they're already behind at the end of the day, and that's not going to be a good look. You know what I mean? Where the moment I got back from the combine, I started training. The moment my stuff came in from Amazon, or I went and picked it up from said store to be able to do my trainings, when that next Monday hit, it was all systems go. Then the contract came, and then we leveled it up even more at that point.
Awesome. Dontae, give me the dirt. What did you see from Stunt, and how are you going to exploit his game?
Man, you know, like Stunt is a tough individual because he's big. I don't know if you know his story, but like when he was a toddler, like he was hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? And that's how he has the skin that he does on one side, where he didn't get his pigmentation back, is because it scarred really bad on that side. But you know, at the end of the day, that was when he was 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I actually have video. You want dirt? I'll give you some dirt. I have video when Stunt was actually recording me slap, and you know, he saw it and he was like, "Man, what weight class did you say you were in?" And I told him my weight. He was like, "Yeah, I need to move down to the 170 because you're too aerodynamic with that slap, and I don't want to be hit with that." I got the video of it from when he was recording me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. We've seen each other. We know what each other bring to the table, but already I'm not the same Dontae that I was, you know, a month or so ago, whenever the combine was, that I am today. I'm a better Dontae now than I was even then. And that's the scariest part of the whole situation for those that have been training and working already versus those that are just now possibly starting to do their training after they got their contracts or after they were insured to fight or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I got a couple more for you. For the casual slap fan who doesn't know either you or Stunt, why should they tune in to watch this match?
Man, they should tune in to watch this match. Number one, because the middleweight division, from what I've seen in Power Slap since I've been watching it, is a very deep division, number one. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dogs in this division, you know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, being that we got all these wrestlers coming in that are all bringing something different to the table, be it personality-wise, be it toughness-wise, be it even a little bit gimmick-wise, you know what I mean? Because that may be what some are mainly just trying to show is you know, their wrestling gimmick on a bigger platform, you know what I mean? Because this is going to end up being for some people, and it's going to be not for everybody that did the combines, and that's totally cool. But at the end of the day, these people can tune into me because I've been salivating for an opportunity like this at the end of the day. I love violence. I love calculated violence. I love being paid to be violent. You know what I mean? I don't know why. It's just a button that I've always had at the end of the day. And now that I really get to display that, not only are they going to get somebody that's actually hungry, like they're going to get somebody that's genuinely coming to disrupt the neighborhood. I don't know what Stunt is trying to do. I don't know if this is just a payday to him. At the end of the day, I don't care what he's in this for at the end of the day. I know what I'm in it for, and that's to come in, disrupt the neighborhood, shine a new light on this middleweight division, and then shoot up the ranks for whoever ends up having a title by the time that I get my opportunity at something like that. If I come in these first few matches that I may have with them and do my thing, you know what I mean? I'm 100% expected to be there, and I want to be in the slap game for the long haul. So this ain't just a one contract thing for me. I want to be here for years and make this place better. By the time I do leave, then I'm finding it right now at the end of the day.
Yeah, love the energy, Dontae. Really appreciate that. Let's make the office happy with this last one. Cut me a promo, look directly into the camera as you're talking to Stunt Marshall, and tell him what you're going to do to him come fight night.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, at the end of the day, when it comes to Stunt Marshall, friends, foes, respect, no respect, none of that matters. You're standing across from me. I'm standing across for you, and I have one thing that you don't have, Stunt Marshall, and that is that 500 Magnum right hand that's coming on one, coming on two. I ain't going to tell you because I want you to keep thinking, but do know once it hits, it's game, set, match delivered, and my arm will be the one that's going to be raised at the end of the day. So mark my words, I am coming to disrupt the neighborhood, and there is nothing you can do about it.
Awesome, Dontae. Much love, much respect. Appreciate you joining me. Look forward to meeting you there in Las Vegas during International Fight Week.
Most definitely. Thank you, brother.